Welcome back to your housing plan. Now, are you struggling to sell your home? Or maybe you're looking to buy, but you don't know where to begin or just too scared to jump in. Either way, it can seem like an impossible market these days. Here to help guide us through it, Dolly Lenz, Vice Chairman at Prudential Douglas Elliman, one of the largest real estate firms in the country. Dolly, you've been in this business long enough to kind of see these ups and downs, maybe no downs this big, but a lot of folks are saying, you know what, this is just an impossible market. Why should I bother? Is it?
Nothing's impossible. What looks challenging today, when we look in the rearview mirror, will look much better. We just have to get through this period, and I firmly believe whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And I think almost every person out there is getting in some way stronger through all of this.
Yeah, we are going to get through this. Now let's open up the money lines and talk to Joan Ellen in Connecticut. Joan Ellen, tell us what's happening.
I'm trying to sell my parents' home that they have lived in for 47 years. And even though the house has a solid foundation, it needs major updating to sell in this market. With a limited budget, how much do I have to spend to get this home sold?
Oh, Dolly, do you think she has to spend?
Hi, Joan Ellen. I believe that you can do a lot without spending a lot. Move the curtains, open up the windows, remove all the old paintings that make the home look old, make it look contemporary, put up a print. Steam clean the carpets, remove all clutter, make it look inviting, and put together a list of all the assets, the solid foundation, the solid walls, the great neighborhood, the school system, everything you think puts your best foot forward, and that will give you the best chance to move your house first.
Now, does someone like Joan Ellen, Dolly, let's, for example, if, like, say, the kitchen hasn't been updated in ages, or the bathrooms, do they need to really put it at a fire sale price in order to move it?
No, you know what I would do? First of all, I would certainly do a few little things to make it look better, like maybe throw a fresh coat of paint on. But except for that, I would go to a contractor, someone you like and trust, and say, look, what would it cost? Give me a budget to do a kitchen. Give me a budget to do a bathroom. Have that all ready so you can show a buyer, look, you love this house. It's not that expensive. I didn't do it for you because I thought you'd want to do it the way you want. Here, take $5,000 off. Buy this house.
Oh, Dolly, I've had so many clients with houses on the market that have just stayed and stayed and stayed, and it's so frustrating. And what they're saying to me is, I want to keep the buyer in the home. Once they arrive, if they say, oh, no granite countertops, they'll leave and they'll go on to the next home. What would you say to them?
That's absolutely not true. I think most people really want the individuality of doing their own thing, but they want to know there's a contractor in that neighborhood they can go to. They want to know more or less the ballpark figure of what is it going to cost. They want to be comfortable and get their arms around it. And it's all about making them comfortable in your home. And
also making it easier, because I could see walking in and saying, oh gosh, all I see is work to be done. So if you make it easier and say, well, this is how much it's going to cost, I got somebody you can call, it kind of makes things a little easier for them.
And he's licensed.
Don't you think in this market, I think people are just petrified of spending anything, and that's why the homes are just sitting on their year, or well, maybe it's year after year now. They have to get a little bit more aggressive and be able to spend a few bucks, like you just said, a splash of paint. It's amazing what just a splash of paint does.
And opening the windows, washing the windows, hanging a few plants, flowers. You'd be shocked. Little things make everything much more presentable and much more saleable.
All right, let's go to Peter in Pennsylvania. Peter, you're on the money line.
Hi. We want to move to Charlotte, North Carolina. What is the best way for us to get familiar with the local real estate market?
Okay, well, Dolly, markets are very local. I know we've all lost a lot of value in our homes, but when you're going into buying a market that you don't know about, what does someone like Peter need to do?
I think the first thing you need to do is go on the web. Look up neighborhoods in Charlotte. Figure out where you want to be or you need to be. Are you being relocated? Is that the reason you're moving? Are your kids going to a new school? Really all depends why. Make up a hit list of why you're going there, and then go for all those attributes. The neighborhood that provides you the best schools, the best parks, the easiest commute to work, whatever it is that's important to you. Go on the web. Then go to open houses once you identify the area. Look at houses. See how people live. How do you want to live? See yourself living in one of those homes.
And then what about, should he get a broker? How should he get a broker in that area?
I would start by doing all the research on your own, and then when you go to the open houses, believe me, you'll meet lots and lots of brokers.
All right, thank you so much, Peter. Now we have an email from one of your clients, Dolly. Here's what Harold has to say. I have a great townhome, but no one is buying, but I've received offers to rent. Should I just consider this an option until the market improves?
It really depends on each individual's circumstances. In your circumstances, I would recommend looking into the rental. The rentals are high. There are very few houses for rent in your neighborhood, and I think it could be a very good cash flow situation for you while the markets settle. You don't need the money right this minute. You have someplace else you can go. It makes sense for you.
Dolly, I'll tell you, I've lived that. I've been there, done that. And if they're not used to renting and being a landlord, would you recommend maybe getting a management team together or a management company together and pay the extra, what is it, 5% or whatever, but at least you wash your hands of the 3 o'clock in the morning phone call that the hot water heater blew up?
You can certainly do that. It really depends on the situation. I think you can never really delegate a lot of those things. You wind up doing it yourself anyway, so it depends on the cost. But I'd say look into it, make yourself comfortable, and if that makes you happy, go for it.
And if also holding on to that home for a while can save you a lot of money, a lot of time, and a lot of trouble, the renting might make sense. Now, thanks for writing, Harold. Thank you so much, Dolly, for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Dolly's going to be back for tonight's Web Extra. She's got tips on how to get the best value when you buy a home. Check it out at otm.cnbc.com. You got a real estate question for us? We want to hear it. Call us, email us, text us, and you could get your answer on this show. We'll be back in a moment.